Hey, what's up guys, it's Dom from Hole Printing Inc. In today's video I want to cover with you guys printing from A to Z. You heard that correctly. We're going to take you guys through how to take your actual print, whether that be on your computer, your phone, however the case may be, and to take that print and to transfer it on a garment. So this video is going to be very helpful, so make sure you stick along. There's also going to be timestamps in the video so you guys know, let's say if you know a few steps already, you're going to be able to adjust and just go ahead and leave off at the step that you're already at. So the first thing you want to do, guys, is you want to go on your PC and open up Photoshop. Now for us guys, we already have our Photoshop preset set, but basically it's 11.75 inches by 16.5 inches, and you want to make sure that the resolution is 300 pixels per inch. Create your file. And after that, you want to go here at View, New Guide at the bottom, and you want to click here. It says 0 inches at horizontal. You want to put 50%. Enter. This is going to create a line horizontally. After that, New Guide, vertical, 0 inches. You want to put 50%. Enter. Now you have your two lines and you have your center right here. Next step, you want to take your logo. So in our case, we already have the logo that is ready. So this is the logo we're going to be printing. So in our case, we're going to be printing a back logo and also a front logo. So we're just going to do this, duplicate the layer, Control T, and we're going to size it down. For the chest print, I want to go around 4.2 by 1.2 right here. So now we got our print ready. Now you might be thinking to yourself, okay, so now we can load it into the Acro Rip software. Yes, but if you were to print a white logo, you absolutely need some type of color on the print. So the next step, we're just going to place this page setup that we made. Link in description, guys, so you don't have to do this. We're just going to go here, W Printing, Direct to Film Setup, and right here we have a watermark page, and we're just going to drag our two logos inside that page, as so, and we're going to drop it right here. The reason we're using this page, guys, if ever we are to print white or something like that, we're going to be able to actually go ahead and print the page even though the logo would be white. The reason being is that it has some color up here, so we're able to see if the printer is properly printing all of the 4 colors, as well as if it's actually only a white logo, it's going to be able to read some color, because if not, if you were to only print a white logo, you're going to have something like this occur. So in our case, as you can see right here, we placed a purple, or a pink I should say, little line at the bottom, because if not, it was not able to read this. It's going to give you an error code. I'm going to show you guys an example of what it does when you don't have these little watermarks at the bottom or any type of color on your print. So right now, as an example, we're just going to open up a new page and we're going to put it all white so I can show you guys the example I was talking about. So color overlay and white. We're going to save this and we're going to try to print it, and you will see what I'm talking about. Let's open up the Acro Rip software, file, open our file. As always, guys, you need to mirror your file, and let's say you want to print this back print, as so. You're going to see what I'm talking about. So everything's going to go okay, and then you're going to get an error code. So you might be thinking, oh, it's going to print, cool, everything is okay, and then you get to this part right here. There we go, guys. Printer error, color empty. So this is why you absolutely need to use the page setup. You can make your own page setup. I'll have a full-on video on how to create it, as well as link in the description for the page setup that is already made. But this is the reason you can't just go ahead and just print the file. So now that we got our actual file saved, as I was mentioning, we're just going to take off the background right here. We're going to do File, Print. And before we actually do that, we're just going to remove this little thing right here so we can actually, salvage the rest of this page, since we're not printing on everything. Perfect. And now we're going to remove the background and we're ready to do File, Save as a PNG, always a PNG, guys, Desktop, and you can name your file whatever you like. Next step, guys, open up the Acro Rip software right here. You're going to go here at File, and then you want to click Open. After that, you want to open your file. Perfect, guys. Now you can center your image if it's not already done. And now you can mirror your print. This is extremely important, so double click and then mirror. Or you can also go here, guys, File, and then you can go at Edit and Mirror. Your image always needs to be mirrored. If not, you can do it in Photoshop previously, but I suggest you just do it in the Acro Rip software. It takes 2 clicks. Your image is mirrored. Now let's take a look at the settings. Your white here, you want to copy these settings, 111, all of these pixels, you want it to be 1. You want it to be on color, and you want all these settings and 100% white under any colored pixels. After that, you want to move on to color at the bottom here. Color. Click on color, and then it's going to bring you up here. We use the default settings because our printer is very good. We use 65 and 70% and 80 on all of the other colors. This is the default settings. You can play with this around if ever you're having some experiences with like dull prints or whatever, but this is perfect if you have proper equipment and ink and supplies. So this is good. Your brightness and contrast 100%. And then you have your printer settings right here. Printer settings is pretty straightforward. You want to make sure you're on the proper port and you have the proper printer selected. Color resolution for both white and color is 1440, and that's pretty much it. Now before you actually go ahead guys and print your file, there's a few things you need to do with your printer beforehand. We've already done it, but we're going to do it again just to show you guys. So the first thing you want to do is go over to your printer and you want to do your maintenance. So the first thing you want to do is open up this little cart right here, and you want to shake your white ink especially. So I would shake it for around 5 to 10 seconds like this, not too intensely, but you just want to shake it so the magnesium actually gets separated from the white ink because it's a blend. After it's shaken, just make sure you don't touch anywhere with your hands because your hands are going to be dirty. You can remove the white like this, and you can actually take a syringe. This syringe is the one we use, but use a clean one. You're going to just do this. You're going to open up the crate here. Make sure your printer is on and it has done its pass. So we're going to show you an example right here, how it looks. So the ink has been shook. So this ink is shook. Now we're just going to wait for the cart to go back and forth. Perfect guys, so once the cart has gone back and forth and everything has stopped, just make sure this green light is no longer flashing. If this green light is flashing, do not do anything. It's because the machine is either doing its maintenance or it's still running. So after that, you can open up here. I like to do this like on my hip right here so it stays open. I pop open the white cart as so. I lift it up. I insert the syringe inside and I pull around 3 millimeters to 5 millimeters of ink. Slowly guys, while applying a bit of pressure on the syringe. You want to do this very slowly because it can splash and the syringe can actually break. You can insert this back, but before you insert it, look how I'm shaking my syringe because the magnesium inside of the lines is going to be clogged up. So just shake it up and reinsert it back inside. After this, you can replace your cartridge and you can go with the other cartridge of white. Pop it up, pretty straightforward. Insert the syringe and pull 3 to 5 millimeters of ink very slowly while applying pressure on the syringe. After that, you can insert the cartridge back and you can do the same thing. Just shake the syringe up and insert the ink back. Pretty straightforward. Now for the other colors guys, if you see lines or bubbles or anything going on, you have to do the colors, but you have to change the syringe and the priming tip. So in our case, everything is okay. There's no bubbles inside of our yellow, black, red, or blue. So everything is perfect. You can go ahead and close off the white. After that, you just want to close this. You can put your syringe to the side. You can go wash your hands if they're dirty. And after that, you want to move on to the next step. And the next step is very easy, guys. You just want to go here, File, and then you want to do head cleaning, so F12. After that, you click Enter or Yes. And now the printer is going to do its head cleaning. After the head cleaning is done, you want to do a nozzle check. So what I like to do, guys, I have these scrap piece of paper. I'm just going to cut this off and we're going to use this paper as a nozzle check. So you can come over here and we're just going to cut off the excess as so. And we're going to insert this page into the printer while it's doing its maintenance. And once the maintenance is done, you're going to see it by the flashing light. So once the flashing light is no longer flashing and it's just solid green, you're ready to do your nozzle check. So we're going to wait for the maintenance to end. We're going to come back to you guys once the maintenance is finished to do the nozzle check. So this is important to do before you even start printing. Okay, so the next step is going to be to file and then nozzle check, F11. When you nozzle check, it's going to give you a diagnostic of your printer. This is very crucial before you even print to make sure all of the lines are there and everything is perfect. So do the nozzle check. This takes a few seconds, guys, and then the page is going to go inside of the printer and it's going to do its nozzle. Perfect, guys. So as you can see, it's hard to tell on the camera, but all of the lines are there, especially the white lines, which are the most important, and everything is perfect here on the black. You can see that there's no smudging going on or nothing like that. If ever you were to have like some lines missing or some smudging going on, you can just do the maintenance. I made a full video on how to do your maintenance right here. You can click on it. I bring you through the whole maintenance of your printer to make sure to mitigate all of these lines or smudging that might occur on the nozzle check. So the nozzle check is perfect. We're moving on to the next step, which is to actually print your sheet. So next step, guys, is to load up a sheet in your printer. We have all of our sheets conveniently placed here to provide, storage. It reduces the humidity on the sheets, and also it makes sure that the sheets are on the proper side of printing. So for us, when you take a sheet, all of the sheets are on the proper side. You take the page like this, where my index is the printing side. You place it inside of the printer, and like I said, where I place my index is the side that is going to be printing. How to know, guys, is there's one side that's more powdery and one side that's more reflective. The side that's powdery is the side that's going inside of the printer, and the side that is more like, I guess, see-through and transparent is the side that has the backing on it. So make sure it's the powder side that is on the printer like this, and you're ready to print. So like I said, make sure your file is mirrored. File, print, F10, white plus color. You want to tick it off, and then you want to go at copies and click 1. Sorry for the focus. And after that, you want to go back on white plus color, click it, and then print. Now the print is going to commence, and we just need to wait for it to go through the printer, and we're going to move on to the next step, which is actually powdering your sheet. Perfect, guys. So once the sheet is done, this is how it's looking on the other side. You want to apply the powder. So we're using some white DTF powder since we're printing on a light garment and it's a light print. If the print was darker and we were printing on a darker garment, we would use the black powder, but it's very rare that you're going to be using the black one. So we're going to put the powder on. This is pretty straightforward. You just want to shake it on and off like this. Sorry for the camera angle, but you get the idea. So we're applying powder on everything, and then once the powder is taken off, I like to do something like this. I just shake my sheet to remove any excess powder. So, and then you can insert the sheet inside of your oven. Now, these are my oven temperatures. They might vary depending on the age of your oven and different variables, but you can, after that, open the oven, and you want to insert your sheet like this. Close the oven, and you want to press start. Now we're going to wait for the time to stop, and then we're going to flip the sheet. Closing up on the time, guys. When it beeps, you're just going to click start, and you're going to flip your sheet as so. Start. Then you want to flip the sheet like this. I'm filming this with one hand, so. And then start once again. And we're going to wait for it to beep. While you're waiting for it to beep, you can load your shirt that you're going to be printing on. So we're going to do that right now. Alright guys, so as you can see, it's beeping. So right now we're just going to remove the sheet. I like to make it face down so there's not humidity that builds up. This is a very important step. If not, you can actually lose your print. And now we can move on to the next step. We're going to be cutting up our logos and then placing them on the shirt. I have this cutter here, like 20 bucks on Amazon, link in description as always. I like to cut my sheets like this for front logos because the less paper you have around it, the easier it's going to be to peel. So we're going to go like this, and now we're going to do our measurements. I made a full video on how to align your shirts, video right here. So we're just going to align it, and then we're going to print it. So I'm going to place this like this as we do our measurements. Perfect, guys. So the front print is placed. We're ready to do it. So you take a Teflon paper like this, or a parchment paper, and you place it over the shirt. Make sure it doesn't move your print while you're actually placing your Teflon. And then you can just drop it slowly. And then from there, make sure that your heat press is at the proper settings. We're going to take it down a notch for the time. Perfect. And now we're going to be pressing the garment for the appropriate time using medium to heavy pressure. And once it beeps, we're going to be peeling off the sheet. After that, your print is on the garment. Now the next step, I like to use a ceramic plaque like this. I also made a video on how to peel your sheets properly. So we apply a bit of pressure like this with the plaque, just to make sure everything is like together and is going to peel off properly. like this, and then you're ready to peel. I made a full video on peeling, guys. I know I'm repeating myself, but I want to make sure that you guys obviously get the best experience. So I like to do something like this and then just peel with confidence. As so, guys, perfect print. Now we're going to repress the print. You can also do something like this. I suggest you guys do this step if you have time. Just stretch the shirt, especially where the print is. This is going to create micro tears, and when you repress it, it's going to stay longer on the garment and create less cracking over time. After that, place your Teflon paper over the print and the shirt, and you're going to repress for the full time, or you can do half of the time depending on what you like. I like to do full time. And after that, your shirt is done. Well, at least the front side. We're also going to do a back side so I can show you guys a bit more of an example of how to do this. So after that, we're closing up. 3 seconds left. Oops. Open up. Remove your shirt. And now you're ready to do the back print. Same thing. We're just going to load it up back on the press in the back. Shirt is loaded. Now we're ready to cut the print. Perfect, guys. Now we're going to do our measurements. Print is centered. We're ready to press. Same thing. Alright, guys. Next step, ceramic plaque. Apply pressure all throughout the logo. Peel with confidence. You see it stopped? I'm not going to keep peeling that way. I'm going to peel this way. Easy. Next step is to stretch the garment and then repress. Like both ways. Then repress your garment. There you have it, guys. This was how to print a shirt from A to Z. I hope you found this video somewhat helpful. If you did, make sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe if you're new. This was Dom from Hole Printing Inc. Make a print you'll never forget.